Welcome to Final Year 5, Homework 23 Walkthrough. Comprehension. American football. The first Super Bowl. Question 1. When was the first Super Bowl held? The answer to question 1 is option B, 1967. The passage explains that both leagues had their own championship games on January 1st, 1967. A week later, the winners of each game faced each other in what became the first Super Bowl. Question 2. As used in paragraph 2, the word rival most nearly means what? The answer to question 2 is option A, opposing. The AFL and the NFL were competing with one another, making opposing the most accurate meaning of rival in this context. Question 3. Information in the passage suggests that the American Football League was different from previous leagues in that the AFL what? The answer to question 3 is option A, was able to attract NFL quality players. The passage says that other leagues signed lesser quality players, but the AFL succeeded because it attracted players the NFL had passed on and paid more to get top talent like Billy Cannon. Question 4. According to the passage, the NFL decided to merge with the AFL because what? The answer to question 4 is option D. The NFL feared its ability to compete with the AFL. The NFL began to worry it might not survive the AFL's challenge, which led them to agree on the merger. Question 5. As a result of the NFL-AFL merger, each of the following occurred except what? The answer to question 5 is option C. The two leagues kept their separate names forever. After the merger, the two leagues became part of the National Football League, so they did not keep their old names. Question 6. According to the passage, which team did not play in a league championship game in 1967? The answer to question 6 is option B, Los Angeles Rams. The passage mentions the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, and Dallas Cowboys. The Los Angeles Rams were not part of those championship games. Question 7. Information in paragraph 6, which is highlighted, mostly is used to do what? The answer to question 7 is option D, clarify the use of a previously used term. The paragraph explains that the first Super Bowl was not originally called that. It shows how the name Super Bowl was adopted later on. Question 8. This passage is best described as what? The answer to question 8 is option C, a history of the first Super Bowl. The passage tells the story of how the Super Bowl began and how the term came to be used, making it a history of the first Super Bowl. Comprehension. Injustice. Question 9. The term injustice, used throughout the passage, is best defined as an act or occurrence that results from what? The answer to question 9 is option B, a lack of fairness. Explanation. The passage clearly shows that an injustice happens when someone feels they have not been treated fairly. Question 10. At the time of the second injustice, the narrator was how old? The answer to question 10 is option C, 13 years old. Explanation. The narrator's first injustice happened at age 10. The second injustice took place 3 years later, at age 13. Question 11. A juxtaposition involves placing ideas side by side to highlight contrast. Which pair does the narrator not juxtapose in the passage? The answer to question 11 is option C, anger and pleasure. Explanation. The passage contrasts fairness with unfairness, honesty with lying, and major injustices with minor injustices, but it does not contrast anger with pleasure. Question 12. According to the passage, the narrator is most angered by which type of injustice? The answer to question 12 is option A, small, recent injustices. Explanation. The narrator specifically mentions small injustices like being denied a free mini-golf game or someone taking a seat on the bus, saying the most recent injustices bother him the most. Question 13. Which of these is not an example of societal injustice? The answer to question 13 is option D, mock exams. Explanation. Ageism, lack of affordable healthcare, and child abuse or neglect are all societal injustices. Mock exams are not described as such. Question 14. How many injustices has the narrator faced in his lifetime? The answer to question 14 is option B, millions more. Explanation. The passage says he has faced millions more since his first two injustices. Question 15. Which of these words are not antonyms of deceitfully? Roman numeral 3, dishonestly, and Roman numeral 4, unscrupulously. The answer to question 15 is option C2 and IV only. Explanation. Dishonestly and unscrupulously mean almost the same as deceitfully, so they are not opposites. Faithfully and harmlessly are antonyms. Question 16. What part of speech is the word injustice, as used mostly in the passage? The answer to question 16 is option A, noun. Explanation. The text uses injustice as a thing or concept, such as the victim of a societal injustice. Question 17. Which person is this story narrated in? The answer to question 17 is option A, first person. Explanation. The narrator uses I and describes personal experiences, which indicates first-person narration. Question 18. Which of these words best describe the narrator? The answer to question 18 is option A, someone who is resentful. Explanation. The narrator repeatedly expresses annoyance and frustration about perceived unfairness in everyday life. Proofreading, spelling. Check for any spelling errors in passage below. Question 19. The answer to question 19 is option A, peer. Explanation. The sentence said Isaac attempted to peer into darkness, but the correct spelling is peer, P-E-E-R. Peer is something built over water. Peer means to look closely. Question 20. The answer to question 20 is option C, corridor. Explanation. The sentence had the word spelled as C-O-R-I-D-O-R. That is wrong. The correct spelling is corridor, C-O-R-R-I-D-O-R. Question 21. The answer to question 21 is option D, no mistakes. Explanation. The sentence was correct. There were no spelling errors in that part. Question 22. The answer to question 22 is option B, frantically. Explanation. The word was spelled francily in the sentence. That is incorrect. The correct spelling is frantically. F-R-A-N-T-I-C-A-L-L-Y. Question 23. The answer to question 23 is option A, labyrinth. Explanation. The word was spelled labyrinth. That is wrong. The correct spelling is labyrinth. L-A-B-Y-R-I-N-T-H. Question 24. The answer to question 24 is option C, veins. Explanation. The word was spelled V-I-E-N-S. That is incorrect. The correct spelling is veins, V-E-I-N-S. Question 25. The answer to question 25 is option A, occurred. Explanation. The sentence said occurred with one R. That is wrong. The correct spelling is occurred, O-C-C-U-R-R-E-D. Question 26. The answer to question 26 is option B, convenience. Explanation. The word was spelled convenience. That is incorrect. The correct spelling is convenience, C-O-N-V-E-N-I-E-N-C-E. Question 27. The answer to question 27 is option A, secretary. Explanation. The word was spelled secretary. That is wrong. The correct spelling is secretary, S-E-C-R-E-T-A-R-Y. Question 28. The answer to question 28 is option C, languages. Explanation. The word was spelled languages. That is incorrect. The correct spelling is languages, L-A-N-G-U-A-G-E-S. Question 29. The answer to question 29 is option B, rhythm. Explanation. The word was written as rhythm, which is incorrect. The correct spelling is rhythm, R-H-Y-T-H-M. Question 30. The answer to question 30 is option D, no mistakes. Explanation. The sentence was correctly written. There were no spelling errors. Best word. Circle the option which best fits the sentence. Question 31. The answer to question 31 is option B, leant. Explanation. The correct past tense of lean is leant. Mitch leant against the wall. The other options do not fit the grammar or tense of the sentence. Question 32. The answer to question 32 is option D, earlier. Explanation. The sentence is comparing two actions, so the comparative form earlier is correct. The sentence becomes, the quicker you finish your homework, the earlier you can go out and play. Question 33. The answer to question 33 is option C, whichever. Explanation. The boy could choose whichever toy he wanted. Whichever introduces a choice between options. The other options do not fit this structure. Question 34. The answer to question 34 is option B of. Explanation. The correct expression is few of the remaining passengers. Have, or, and of do not make sense in this context. Question 35. The answer to question 35 is option A, promptly. Explanation. The sentence is about beginning an event, so the adverb promptly is correct. We will begin promptly means we will start on time. Question 36. The answer to question 36 is option D, if. Explanation. The sentence is conditional. If Derek did not manage to catch the train, he would have to walk home. If is the correct word to begin a conditional sentence. Question 37. The answer to question 37 is option C, on. Explanation. The aircraft landed on the top of the building. The preposition on is the most appropriate to describe something landing on a surface. Short maths. Question 38. Write down two numbers that add to 14 and multiply to 48. Answer, option C, 8 and 6. Explanation. 8 plus 6 equals 14, and 8 times 6 equals 48. The condition is satisfied. Question 39. You are given the number 2864. You are allowed to swap the position of any two digits. What is the largest possible number you can make using one swap? Answer, option B, 8264. Explanation. Swapping the first digit, 2, with 8 gives you the highest possible number, 8264. Question 40. What is the smallest possible number you can make using one swap? Answer, option D, 2468. Explanation. Swapping the 8 and the 4 gives the smallest result, 2468. Question 41. What is 21 minus 5 times 2 plus 6? Answer, option A, 17. Explanation. According to the order of operations, do multiplication first. 5 times 2 equals 10. Then subtract. 21 minus 10 equals 11. Then add 6. 11 plus 6 equals 17. Question 42. What is 6 less than negative 10? Answer, option C, negative 16. Explanation. Negative 10 minus 6 equals negative 16. Question 43. What is 12 more than negative 8? Answer, option B, 4. Explanation. Negative 8 plus 12 equals 4. Question 44. What is the reflex angle between the two hands on this clock? Answer, option A, 225 degrees. Explanation. At 10:30, the minute hand is exactly at the 6, which corresponds to 180 degrees from the top of the clock. The hour hand, pointing halfway between 10 and 11, means it is exactly at 10:30. At 10 o'clock, the hour hand is at 10 times 30 degrees, which equals 300 degrees. Since each hour mark represents 30 degrees, half an hour adds an extra 15 degrees. Therefore, the hour hand at 10:30 is at 315 degrees. To find the smaller angle between the two hands, subtract 180 degrees from 315 degrees. The difference is 135 degrees. However, the reflex angle is the larger angle on the opposite side. To find it, subtract 135 degrees from 360 degrees. This gives 225 degrees. Thus, the reflex angle between the two hands on the clock is 225 degrees. Question 45. This is a magic square where all rows, columns, and diagonals add up to the same number. Answer, option D, 9. Explanation. We can label the 3x3 grid as follows. Row 1, 8, x4. Row 2, y, 5z. Row 3, 6, wq. Each row, column, and diagonal must add up to the same total, which we call t. First, notice the diagonal from the top right corner to the bottom left corner has the numbers 4, 5, and 6. Add them up. 4 plus 5 plus 6 equals 15. This means t equals 15. Using t equals 15, we solve for each missing position. 1. 1 is 8 plus x plus 4, which must be 15. That means 8 plus 4 equals 12. So x must be 3 to make the total 15. 2. Column 1 is 8 plus y plus 6, which must be 15. That is 8 plus 6 equals 14, so y must be 1. 3. Row 2 is y plus 5 plus z, which must be 15. We already found y is 1, so 1 plus 5 equals 6, leaving z as 9 to reach 15. 4. Row 3 is 6 plus w plus q, which must be 15. So w plus q must be 9. 5. Column 2 is x plus 5 plus w, which must be 15. We have x equals 3, so 3 plus 5 equals 8, meaning w must be 7 to total 15. 6. Because w plus q must be 9, and w is 7, q must be 2. After filling these in, the middle right cell, z, is 9. That is the number indicated by the question mark in many versions of this puzzle. Hence, the missing number is 9, which keeps every row, column, and diagonal equal to 15. Therefore, the correct choice is D, 9. Question 46. A rectangle has a perimeter of 28 centimeters. The width is 4 centimeters. What is the area? Answer, option B, 40 square centimeters. Explanation. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by 2 times the sum of its length and its width. We know the perimeter is 28 centimeters. So we write the formula, 2 times open bracket length plus width close bracket equals 28. Substitute the width of 4 centimeters into that formula. This gives 2 times open bracket length plus 4 close bracket equals 28. Divide both sides by 2. Length plus 4 equals 14. Subtract 4 from both sides. Length equals 10. Now that we have the length of 10 centimeters and the width of 4 centimeters, we can find the area by multiplying length by width. 10 times 4 equals 40. Therefore, the area is 40 square centimeters. Question 47. A number is cubed and then divided by 1,000. The final result is 1. What was the original number? Answer, option A, 10. Explanation. 10 cubed is 1,000. 1,000 divided by 1,000 is 1. Question 48. A rucksack with 400 matchboxes weighs 11.8 kilograms. The empty rucksack weighs 0.6 kilograms. What is the weight of one matchbox? Answer, option C, 28 grams. Explanation. First, convert the total weight of the loaded rucksack into grams. 11.8 kilograms is the same as 11,800 grams. Next, subtract the weight of the empty rucksack, which is 600 grams. 11,800 grams minus 600 grams equals 11,200 grams. That is the total weight of the 400 matchboxes alone. Finally, divide that weight by 400 to find the weight of one matchbox. 11,200 grams divided by 400 equals 28 grams. Therefore, the weight of a single matchbox is 28 grams. Question 49. How many lorries did Jeff see on Wednesday? Answer, option D, 10. Explanation. The pictogram shows 2.5 truck symbols. Each represents 4 lorries. 2.5 times 4 equals 10 lorries. Question 50. What is the area of the triangle with base 5 centimeters and height 4 centimeters? Answer, option B, 10 square centimeters. Explanation. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Half of 5 times 4 equals 10. Question 51. What fraction of an hour is 36 minutes in its lowest terms? Answer, option C, 3/5. Explanation. 36 over 60 simplifies to 3 over 5. Question 52. The ratio of flour to sugar is 5:3. If 300 grams of sugar is used, how much flour is used? Answer, option B, 500 grams. Explanation. The ratio 5:3 means for every 5 parts of flour, there are 3 parts of sugar. We know the sugar used is 300 grams, which corresponds to 3 parts in the ratio. Therefore, 1 part equals 300 grams divided by 3, which is 100 grams per part. Since flour has 5 parts in the ratio, we multiply 100 grams by 5. 5 times 100 grams equals 500 grams of flour. Hence, the cake uses 500 grams of flour. Problem-solving maths. Question 53. A gardener measures the nighttime temperatures on Tuesday. What is the difference between the lowest and highest temperature on Tuesday? The answer to question 53 is option A, 7. Explanation. The table shows the lowest temperature is -3 degrees and the highest is 4 degrees, making the difference 7 degrees. Question 54. The thermometer was recording each temperature 5 degrees too high. If the recorded temperature was 1 degree at 1 a.m. on Monday, what is the corrected temperature? The answer to question 54 is option B, -4. Explanation: 1 degree minus 5 degrees is -4 degrees. Question 55. A diving board is 350 centimeters above the water surface, and the pool is 4.6 meters deep. What is the distance in meters between the diving board and the bottom of the pool? The answer to question 55 is option A, 8.1 meters. Explanation: 350 centimeters is 3.5 meters. 3.5 plus 4.6 is 8.1 meters total. Question 56. Dr. Kapoor has a 5-liter jug of water. She pours half of it on her plants, then gives 1,600 milliliters to her patients. How much water is left? The answer to question 56 is option D, 900 milliliters. Explanation: first, convert 5 liters to milliliters. 5 liters equals 5,000 milliliters. Dr. Kapoor pours half of the water on her plants. Half of 5,000 milliliters is 2,500 milliliters. She then gives 1,600 milliliters to her patients. So the total amount of water used is 2,500 milliliters plus 1,600 milliliters, which equals 4,100 milliliters. Subtract that from the original 5,000 milliliters. 5,000 minus 4,100 is 900 milliliters remaining. Therefore, 900 milliliters of water is left in the jug. Question 57. Rachel surveyed 150 Year 9 pupils about joining CCF or SCS next year. 60% wanted CCF, 1/6 wanted SCS, and the rest were undecided. How many were undecided? The answer to question 57 is option B, 35. Explanation: 60% of 150 is 90. 1/6 of 150 is 25. 90 plus 25 is 115. 150 minus 115 is 35. Question 58. Tony's lasagna recipe is for 12 people, and it needs 800 milliliters of tomato sauce. If Tony makes a lasagna for 18 people, how much tomato sauce does he need? The answer to question 58 is option B, 1,200 milliliters. Explanation: this is a direct proportion problem. First, note that 800 milliliters of sauce are needed for 12 people. To find the amount needed for one person, divide 800 by 12. That gives approximately 66.7 milliliters per person. Next, multiply that amount by 18 people. 66.7 milliliters times 18 equals 1,200 milliliters. Therefore, Tony needs 1,200 milliliters of tomato sauce to serve 18 people. Question 59. Joan stacks boxes that are 15 centimeters high and 0.2 kilograms each. The total stack height is 240 centimeters. What is the total mass? The answer to question 59 is option C, 3.2 kilograms. Explanation: 240 centimeters divided by 15 centimeters per box is 16 boxes. Multiply 16 by 0.2 kilograms for a total of 3.2 kilograms. Question 60. Julie has watched 35 minutes of a film, which is 25% of the total movie. What is the total length of the film in minutes? The answer to question 60 is option B, 140. Explanation: 35 minutes is a quarter of the total, so multiply 35 by 4 for 140 minutes. Question 61. Sam thinks of a number, multiplies by 5, subtracts 12, divides by 3, then adds 17. The final answer is 38. What number did Sam originally think of? The answer to question 61 is option A, 15. Explanation: let the number Sam thinks of be x. 1. He multiplies x by 5. That gives 5 times x. 2. He subtracts 12, making 5 times x minus 12. 3. He divides by 3, resulting in open parentheses 5x minus 12, close parentheses, all over 3. 4. He adds 17. We are told the final result is 38. So, open parenthesis, 5x minus 12, close parenthesis, divided by 3 plus 17 equals 38. First, subtract 17 from both sides. That leaves open parenthesis 5x minus 12, close parenthesis, divided by 3 equals 21. Next, multiply both sides by 3. That gives 5x minus 12 equals 63. Add 12 to both sides. 5x equals 75. Finally, divide both sides by 5. X equals 15. Therefore, the number Sam originally thought of is 15. Question 62. A bus can carry 52 passengers. How many buses will be needed to transport 993 people to a sports day? Answer. Option D. Explanation. We divide 993 by 52 to find out how many bus loads are needed. 993 divided by 52 is approximately 19.1. Since we cannot use a fraction of a bus, we round up to the next whole number. 19 buses would only carry 19 times 52, which is 988 people, leaving 5 people with no seat. Therefore, we need 20 buses. 20 buses can carry up to 1,040 passengers, which is enough for 993 people. Question 63. A windmill completes one full turn every 40 seconds. How many turns does it make in 56 minutes? The answer to question 63 is option D, 84. Explanation. 56 minutes is 56 times 60, which is 3,360 seconds. Divide 3,360 by 40 to get 84 full turns. Question 64. A class has 30 pupils, 8 are left-handed, 16 are girls, of whom 13 are right-handed. How many boys are right-handed? The answer to question 64 is option B, 9. Explanation. If 16 are girls, then 14 are boys. Of the 16 girls, 3 are left-handed, meaning 13 are right-handed. That leaves 5 left-handed boys and 9 right-handed boys. Question 65. Jonah's bag contains red and blue balls. There are twice as many red balls as blue balls. What fraction of the balls are blue? The answer to question 65 is option B, 1/3. Explanation. Let x be the number of blue balls and 2x be the number of red balls, so the total is 3x. Blue balls are x over 3x, which is 1/3. Question 66. Sandeep has 6 pencils of lengths 6, 13, 14, 9, 6, and 7 centimeters. He picks the 3 longest pencils. What is their mean length? The answer to question 66 is option C, 12 centimeters. Explanation. The 3 longest pencils are 14, 13, and 9 centimeters. Their total is 36 centimeters. Divide by 3 to get a mean of 12 centimeters. Question 67. James wants to run at least 500 meters by doing laps around a park with perimeter 160 meters. What is the smallest number of whole laps he must run? The answer to question 67 is option A, 4. Explanation. First, we calculate or confirm that the perimeter of the park is 160 meters. We do this by adding each outer edge of the L shape. 50 meters across the top, 20 meters down the right side, 20 meters left across the indentation, 10 meters down the short vertical section, 30 meters left along the bottom, and 30 meters up the left side. When we add 50 plus 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 30 plus 30, we get 160 meters total. Next, James wants to run at least 500 meters. We divide 500 meters by 160 meters per lap, which gives approximately 3.125 laps. Since James can only run whole laps, he must run 4 complete laps to exceed 500 meters. 3 laps would only give 480 meters, which is not enough. Therefore, the smallest number of whole laps James must run is 4.
So now I'm going to be going through the answers to the MVR section of this homework. So for this one, I'm going to be looking at it vertically, so going down. So for this first one, the oval is the inside shape, and that now becomes the bottom shape, and it becomes larger. So here the inside shape is a circle, so that's going to become larger, and the bottom shape, I'm just going to draw it at the top there. So we can rule out any that don't have a large circle as the bottom shape. So we can rule out B because it's got a triangle, we can rule out C because that's a small circle, and we can rule out E because that's a triangle. We're left with A and D now, so let's look at some of the other shapes now. So Next, the triangle, which was the top shape, remains the top shape but becomes larger and rotates 180 degrees. So flips upside down. So here this is the top shape. It's going to remain the top shape, but it's now going to flip 180 degrees. So here the short side of it was at the top. Now the long side is going to be at the top and the short side is going to be at the bottom. So it's going to look like that. So the answer is A, the long side at the top, short side at the bottom. Not D, because that's got the short side at the top and the long side at the bottom, which is just how it originally was. So it hasn't flipped 180 degrees. And the triangle is going to be inside at the top, upside down like that. Because here, the square, which was the bottom shape, now becomes inside the top shape. So here, the triangle was the bottom shape. It's going to remain the same and it's now going to be inside the top shape. So A is definitely the answer. Next question. So here we've got a triangle, a square, a triangle, a circle, square, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. So we've got a square, a triangle, a circle in each column. So that means in this one, there's going to be a square. So we can rule out A and B. Next, let's look at the number of arrows. So in each column, we've got 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1. So there's going to be 3 arrows in this one. So we know now the answer's got to be C. We've got the square in the corner and 3 arrows. And just to confirm that they should be pointing upwards, here we've got 1, 2 that are pointing upwards. We've got 1, 2 that are pointing upwards, and we've got 1 here that's pointing upwards. So in the missing box, they should also be pointing upwards. So C is definitely the answer. Next question. Looking at this vertically again. So imagine that this line here is the mirror line, and this is the other side of the mirror line. So this is how they're reflected. So here, this will be the mirror line here for this one. And then this will be the mirror line for the missing box. So just going to reflect this box here. So first I'm going to draw this bracket sort of thing. Then I'm going to draw the arrows, but I'm not actually going to draw them out. They're just going towards the mirror line. They're going, well, away from the mirror line. They're going small, big, medium. So small, big, medium. So also we can rule some of them out. So we can rule out A and B because the bracket thing is on the wrong side. It's on the left side in A and B when it should be on the right. And then let's look at the arrows. So they're going small, big, medium. So we can leave C in for now. And then D, that's medium, big, small. So we can rule D out. And then small, big, medium. We can leave E in for now. Next, let's look at the shape at the top. So here, the white bit is facing the mirror line. So here, the white bit needs to be facing the mirror line. So we know the answer has got to be E now. Because here, the black bit is facing the mirror line. Here, the white bit is facing it. So E is the answer, not C. Next question. So these two are the same shape. These 3 are the same. So these 2 are also going to be the same. So let's just draw that in. So we're going to have this shape here. So the answer is A. Now on to the odd one out questions. So for this one, I'm just going to start by saying what the answer is and then explain why. So the odd one out here is B, because in all the rest, so this is the longest side of the black rectangle, and it's joint to the shortest side of the bigger rectangle. Here, this is the longest side of the black rectangle, and that's the shortest side of the bigger one. longest side of the black rectangle, shortest side of the bigger rectangle, longest side of the black rectangle, shortest side of the bigger rectangle. Whereas for B, that's the longest side of the black rectangle. That's also the longest side of the bigger rectangle, so B doesn't follow the pattern. Next, for question 73, the odd one out is B because in all the rest of them, the outside shape is not the same as any of the inside shapes. So the outside shape for A is like this oval rectangle curved sides sort of shape, whereas the inside shapes is a circle and a square. Then for C, we've got this shape and the inside shapes are triangle and circle, so they don't match. Then we've got an oval for D and a circle and a square on the inside, so they don't match. And then we've got a triangle and a circle for the inside shapes, but a semicircle for the outside shape. Whereas for B, the outside shape is a circle and one of the inside shapes is also a circle. So B is the odd one out. Next, for question 74, B is the odd one out. That is because in all the rest of them, the black circles only have 2 lines coming out of them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Whereas for B, these ones do have 1, 2, 1, 2, but the other one has 1, 2, 3. And also it's not even joint to this circle here either, when all the lines joint to a black circle. So B is the odd one out, because it doesn't follow that pattern. Now to question 75. Here, the odd one out is D, because all the rest of them, the shapes are the same. So here we've got 2 squares, here we've got 2 hexagons, 2 triangles, 2 of these 2 stars. Here we've got a pentagon and a star, so they're not the same shape, so D is the odd one out. Now to the analogy questions. So here, these shapes are reflected, so this is like a mirror line. So we're just going to reflect this one as well. So we're going to have this black arrow thing there at the top, pointing to the left, so we can rule out any that are pointing to the right, like B and D. Next, underneath it, we're going to have a triangle with a line going through it, with the point at the top, so we can rule out C because the point is at the bottom. And we can rule out E because the point is at the bottom. So we know the answer is A. Oh wait, sorry, actually, for this one, the answer is not A, because I don't know if you noticed here, this is actually good to show that you can easily be caught out by things. This triangle here, the point was at the top, and now the point has flipped, so the straight side is at the top now. So we're just going to do the same now. So the point was at the top, now I'm going to draw it upside down like that. So A is wrong, and so we can't rule out C yet. So left with C and E. Next, these 2 shapes have swapped around. So these 2 are going to swap around. So we're going to have the white thing at the top now, and then we're going to have the bow thing at the bottom. So the white side will still be facing towards the mirror line, and the black side will be on the other side. So that means that the answer is E, not C, because here the black side is facing towards the mirror line, but here the white side is, which is correct. So E is the odd one out. Sorry, E is not the odd one out, E is the correct one. Next question. So here, the shapes are moving round clockwise because this triangle, the triangle is here, now it's here. And the same for the rest of them, moving round clockwise. So let's just draw that here for this. So let's draw the triangle out and draw the shapes inside. So this shape will now be in this corner here. The heart will be here and the rhombus will be at the top. So we can rule out any that don't have that pattern, like B and D. Now onto the pattern. So the pattern is moving round anti-clockwise. The stripe one was here, now it's here. So here the stripe one is there. And it's now going to be, it was at the top, now it's going to be in the heart. So the heart is now going to be striped, so we can rule out A and E. So we know the answer is C. But just to confirm, the heart was black in the bottom corner, so now the top one should be black, which is correct. And then this should be white, which is correct. So C is the answer. So the shapes moved round clockwise and the pattern moved round anti-clockwise. This next question is a bit of a confusing one, but it's fine. So for this one, this inside shape is formed by the gaps of these two shapes. As you can see, this triangle bit is that bit, and then this curved bit is the bottom bit there. So let's just do that here. So that square bit, and then also, so the triangle bit was from the left shape, and that goes more on the left. So this square bit will be on the left side, and also it's rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So this will now be this way, and then the curved bit will join on there. It'll be facing that way, the curved bit on the right. So we can rule out A, we can rule out C and D. We're left with B and E. So now to decide whether the inside or the outside bit is dashed with a dashed line or a straight line. So here the outside is dashed and the right shape was dashed. So the right shape determines what the outside shape line will be like. So the right shape here was straight, so the outside shape will be straight, not dashed. So the answer is B, not E, because this is dashed. So yeah. Next question. This one's a little bit easier now. So here the circle was the inside shape, that enlarges and becomes the outside shape. So here the square was the inside shape, that's going to enlarge and become the outside shape like that. So we can rule out any that don't have that, like C and D. Next, let's look at the inside shape. Also, it's a straight line. It's not going to be a dashed line, so we can rule out B as well. Here, the square was the outside shape and it now becomes the inside shape, and it also becomes dashed. So here, the outside shape was a hexagon. It's going to become the inside shape and it's going to be dashed. So the answer is A. We've got straight, square, dashed, hexagon on the inside. Now onto the similarity questions. So here, as you can see, we've got one shape in each and like lines, two line shape things. So, and they're both the line shapes are both the same. So here we've got this shape and then two of these S line things. Here we've got a circle and two of these line shapes. So looking at the answer options, I can already tell the answer is going to be C, because we've got one shape and then two of the same line shapes, not full shape, just lines. But also there's another pattern. So here, the inside shape is the same as the outside shape. Here we got the circle, same as the outside shape, circle, oval, oval. So C is definitely the answer. Next question. This is the same pattern as the pattern for the last one. Oval inside shape, oval outside shape, pentagon inside shape, pentagon outside shape. So we've got square and a circle, wrong. We've got hexagon, and a hexagon, so we can leave that in for now. Circle and a square, we can rule that out. Circle and a triangle, we can rule that out. Square and a rectangle, we can rule that out. So the answer is B, because there's 2 hexagons. Next question. So here, 2 of the same shapes overlap and they form a square. So the shapes are the same, so we can rule out any that are not the same shape. So A, these 2 shapes are not the same, the exact same. B, they are the same. C, they're not the same because that's a rectangle and that's a square, so we can rule out C. And then the other 2 are the same. Next, let's look at whether they overlap to form a square. B does not overlap to form a square, that's a rhombus. D and E both overlap to form a square, so that's fine. Next, let's look at something else similar between them. So the shapes, one shape is the rotation of the first shape 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So this shape rotated 90 degrees clockwise becomes this shape, because the black triangle was here, now it's here. That's because it's moved 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So here, as you can see, the black triangle for this one is at the top, now it's at the bottom. So that means it would have rotated 180 degrees, so it's not D. The answer is E. The answer is E, because the arrow's there, rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise. It's now facing to the left. Next question. Here, 2 black shapes are joined together by a straight line. 2 white shapes are joined together by a straight line. Same here, 2 white shapes joined together by a straight line. Black and a white shape are joined together by a squiggly line. Black and a white shape joined together by a squiggly line. So A, we've got a white shape and a black shape joined together by a straight line. We can rule that out. Here we've got 2 white shapes joined together by a squiggly line, so we can rule that out. None of the shapes are joined together by any line, so we can rule that out. Here we've got 2 black shapes joined together by a straight line, and a black and a white shape joined together by a squiggly line. So it's looking like D is the answer. And then just to confirm it's not E, we've got a black and a white shape joined together by a straight and a squiggly line, so E is not the answer. Now onto the chord ones. Chord questions, in my opinion, are the best questions because they're very easy to figure out. They're quite logical. So what you do for these, you just see what letter the chord has in common in the same place, and then we'll find what shape, pattern or colour they also have in common to find out what the letter means. These 2 both have a G as the first letter, and they both have 2 squares joined together. The test shape has 2 circles joined together, same as this one, and this one has a H as the first letter. So H will be the first letter of the chord, so we can rule out those 2 options. Now for the second letter. These 2 both have a Y, and what do they both have in common? They both have one of the shapes as being half black and half white. The test shape has 1 full black shape, same as this one, and 1 full white shape. And the second letter here is an X, so it's going to be an X here as well. HX, so the answer is D. Next question. We've got these 2 both have an X as the first letter, and their outside square is a full line, not dashed or broken line. So in the test shape, we've got a dotted outer square, same as this one. And the first letter here is a Z, so it's going to be a Z here. So we can rule out those three options. Next, let's look at the second letter. These two both have an R as the second letter. And what do they both have in common? They both have a white inside square, just plain white. The test shape has a black square, same as this one. And the second letter here is a T, so it's going to be a T here. Z, T. So the answer is C. Next question. These two both have an R as the first letter, and what do they both have in common? They've both got two black circles. The test shape has one white, one black, same as this one. And the first letter here is a T, so it's going to be a T here as well. So we can rule out those three options. Let's look at the second letter now. These two both have a Y as the second letter. And what do they both have in common? They both have the big shape being purely white. The shape here is purely black, same as this one. And the second letter here is an X, so TX. So the answer is going to be E, not B. Last code question here. So here these two both have an R, the first letter, and they're both black. The test shape is white, same as this one, and the first letter here is an S, so it's going to be an S here. So we can rule out those three options. Second letter now. These two both have a T as the second letter, and the shape is both like this with the right angle in the top left corner, and it looks like an R. The test shape is like a reverse L with the right angle in the bottom right corner, same as this one. And the second letter here is a V, so it's going to be a V here, SV, so the answer is C. Now on to the spatial reasoning questions. So these are net questions. So let's read the hint. There's only one of these, so there's only going to be one grey pentagon, not two, and there's not going to be any other grey shapes. So we can, for this one, we can rule out B because this rectangle is grey when it shouldn't be, because all the rectangles here, as you can see, are white. Also, we can rule out C for the same reason, and we can rule out D for that same reason. So we're left with the answer, which is A, and it doesn't make sense because we've got the grey pentagon as well. Next question. So here, two of these must be next to each other, so the two blue triangles will be next to each other, and there's only going to be one grey triangle. So we can rule out C already because there's two here and there should only be one grey one. And we can rule out D because the two blue ones are not next to each other, they're opposite each other. So the answer for this one is A, because we've got the two blue ones next to each other, which follows with the hint. Next question, the top, let's read the hint. Top must be shaded and the shaded face must be on the left. So here, the top is blue, so the top must be blue in the answers. So we can rule out A because it's white here. And then it said the shaded face must be on the left. So here, the answer has got to be C because we've got the shaded face on the left. Sorry, actually, that's on the right. But so for this one, the answer is C, even though that doesn't make sense, the hint. But it's because it's just you're looking at it from a different angle. And yeah, so the answer is C for this one.
Verbal reasoning. In each question below, one letter from the word on the left must be moved into the word on the right to make two new words. The letters must not be rearranged. Both new words must make sense. Question 91. The two words are cheat and fast. The correct answer is option B. We must move one letter from the word cheat into the word fast without changing the order of the other letters to make two real words. If we take away the letter E from cheat, we are left with the letters C, H-A-T. That spells the word chat. Now we add the letter E into the word fast. If we put the E after the letter F, we get the letters F-E-A-S-T. That spells the word feast. Both chat and feast are real words. So the answer to question 91 is B. Question 92. The two words are planet and rust. The correct answer is option A. We must move one letter from the word planet into the word rust without changing the order of the other letters to make two real words. If we take away the letter T from the end of planet, we are left with the letters P-L-A-N-E. That spells the word plane. Now we add the letter T to the beginning of the word rust. We get the letters T-R-U-S-T. That spells the word trust. Both plain and trust are real words. So the answer to question 92 is A. Three-letter missing word. Question 93. The sentence is, the chickens roamed around the F-Y-A-R-D. We want to restore the capitalized word, so it makes sense. Inserting the letters A-R-M into F-Y-A-R-D gives F-A-R-M-Y-A-R-D. This makes the sentence read, the chickens roamed around the F-A-R-M-Y-A-R-D. Therefore, the missing three letters are A-R-M. The correct answer is option C, A-R-M. Question 94. The sentence is, a school is a place of L-N-I-N-G. Inserting the letters E-A-R into L-N-I-N-G gives L-E-A-R-N-I-N-G. This makes the sentence read, a school is a place of L-E-A-R-N-I-N-G. Therefore, the missing three letters are E-A-R. The correct answer is option A, E-A-R. Calculations. Question 95. The equation is 3 times 7 plus 30 equals 27 plus what number? Let us calculate the left-hand side first. 3 times 7 is 21. 21 plus 30 equals 51. Now calculate the right-hand side. 27 plus what equals 51? To find the missing number, subtract 27 from 51. 51 minus 27 equals 24. So the missing number is 24. The correct answer is option B, 24. Question 96. The equation is 9 times 6 minus 5 equals 42 divided by 6 times what number? Let us calculate the left-hand side first. 9 times 6 is 54. 54 minus 5 equals 49. Now solve the right-hand side. 42 divided by 6 equals 7. 7 times what equals 49? To find the missing number, divide 49 by 7. 49 divided by 7 equals 7. So the missing number is 7. The correct answer is option C, 7. Letter relationships. Question 97. The question is, G is to JK as HI is to what? Let us analyze the pattern from GG to JK. The letter G has a value of 7. The letter J has a value of 10. The letter K has a value of 11. So from G to J is a jump of 3. From G to K is a jump of 4. Now apply the same to HI. The letter H has a value of 8. Add 3 gives 11, which is the letter K. The letter I has a value of 9. Add 4 gives 13, which is the letter M. So HI becomes KM. The correct answer is option AKM. Question 98. The question is, DW is to AZ, as FV is to what? Let us look at D to A and W to Z. D has a value of 4. A has a value of 1. That is a backward shift of 3. W has a value of 4. Z has a value of 1. That is also a backward shift of 3, using the reversed alphabet scale on the right. Now apply the same shift to FV. F has a value of 6. Move back 3 gives the letter E, which is value 3. V has a value of 6. Move back 3 gives the letter U, which is value 3. So FV becomes EU. The correct answer is option D. EU. Antonyms. In each question below, find 2 words, one from each group, that are the most opposite in meaning. Question 99. The instruction is, from the first group of words, 1, elevator, 2, ascend, 3, raise, and the second group, 4, lower, 5, descent, 6, escalator. Find the pair that are the most opposite in meaning. The word ascend means to go up. The word lower means to bring down. These 2 words are exact opposites in meaning. Therefore, the correct pair is ascend from the first group and lower from the second group. This corresponds to option B, which is 2 and 4. The correct answer is option B, 2 and 4. Question 100. The instruction is, from the first group of words, 1, thin, 2, deep, 3, crispy, and the second group, 4, fry, 5 meaning 6, shallow. Find the pair that are the most opposite in meaning. The word deep means extending far downward. The word shallow means not deep. These 2 words are exact opposites in meaning. Therefore, the correct pair is deep from the first group and shallow from the second group. This corresponds to option D, which is 2 and 6. The correct answer is option D, 2 and 6. Extra questions. Question 16. Joan has taken 7 spelling tests. Her scores were 17, 13, 18, 15, 15, 18, and 18. Step 1. Put the scores in order from smallest to biggest. 13, 15, 15, 17, 18, 18, 18. Step 2. The middle score is the 4th one. The 4th score is 17. So the median score is 17. The answer is 17. Question 17. The temperatures are, Helsinki is -9 degrees. Paris is 3 degrees. Rome is 12 degrees. London is 4 degrees. Glasgow is -2 degrees. Step 1. Find the highest temperature. That is 12 degrees in Rome. Step 2. Find the lowest temperature. That is -9 degrees in Helsinki. Step 3. Take away -9 from 12. 12 minus -9 equals 12 plus 9, which equals 21. So the range of temperatures is 21 degrees. The answer is 21 degrees. Question 18. The garden center sells tulip bulbs. There are 14 bulbs in every large pack. We need to find out how many packs can be made from 378 bulbs. Step 1. Divide 378 by 14. 378 divided by 14 equals 27. So we can make 27 full packs. The answer is 27. Question 16. The question is, if 4 times the number x plus 5 equals 44, what is x? Step 1. Divide both sides by 4. X plus 5 equals 11. Step 2. Take away 5 from both sides. X equals 6. The answer is 6. Question 19. What is the value of the number that the arrow is pointing towards? The number line goes from 9.8 to 10.0. The middle point is marked as 9.9. There are 10 small lines between 9.9 and 10.0. Each small line represents 0.01. Let us count the lines after 9.9. The first line is 9.91. The second line is 9.92. The third line is 9.93. The fourth line is 9.94. The fifth line is 9.95. The sixth line is 9.96. The seventh line is 9.97. The eighth line is 9.98. The ninth line is 9.99. The 10th line is 10.0. The arrow is pointing to the eighth line after 9.9. So the answer is 9.98. Question 20. What percentage of this grid has been shaded? The grid is 10 squares across and 10 squares down. That makes a total of 100 small squares. A careful count shows that 46 out of 100 squares are shaded. To find the percentage, we do 46 divided by 100, then multiply by 100. That gives us 46%. So the answer is 46%. Question 21. Which of the following numbers has a value closest to 5? We will compare each number to 5. Let us look at the differences. 5.1439 is 0.1439 away from 5. 4.8759 is 0.1241 away from 5. 5.0899 is 0.0899 away from 5. 4.7499 is 0.2501 away from 5. 5.0967 is 0.0967 away from 5. The smallest difference is 0.0899. So the number closest to 5 is 5.0899. Question 22. Jimmy has 3 50-pence pieces, 4 20-pence pieces, a 10-pence piece, and 3 5-pence pieces in his pocket. Let us add them up. 3 times 50 pence is 150 pence. 4 times 20 pence is 80 pence. 1 10-pence piece is 10 pence. 3 5-pence pieces is 15 pence. Now let us add all the pence together. 150 plus 80 plus 10 plus 15 equals 255 pence. 255 pence is equal to 2 pounds and 55 pence. So the answer is 2 pounds and 55 pence. Question 23. This is Duncan's function machine. The machine says, subtract 14, then divide by 4, and the answer is 16. Let us work backwards. 16 times 4 is 64. Then we add 14. 64 plus 14 equals 78. So the number Duncan started with was 78. Question 24. What is the volume of a cube with side length 5 centimeters? To find the volume of a cube, we multiply the side length by itself 3 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. So the volume is 125 cubic centimeters. Question 25. We are told that 64 times 188 equals 12,032. Now we are asked, what is 64 times 376? 376 is double 188. So 64 times 376 is the same as 2 times 64 times 188. We already know that 64 times 188 is 12,032. Now multiply that by 2. 12,032 times 2 is 24,064. So the answer is 24,064.
Now onto the extra questions. So we've got 2 more net questions here. So the shaded faces must be next to each other. So here, the top must be white, not blue, because the rectangles, which are the top ones, top and bottom, are both white. So we can rule out C and D. So they've got blue ones here. And the answer for this one is A, because we're looking at it with this face being this one, and then this blue one is that one next to it. It's not B because, as you can see, this blue rectangle would have to have a thinner blue rectangle next to it, which this one doesn't. So A is the answer for this one. Next question. So there's only 2 grey rectangles and 1 blue. So we can rule out D because that's got 2 blue ones and 1 grey, so the opposite. And we can also rule out C because it's only got 1 grey and 1 blue. And we would be able to see all the grey and the blue because they'll be present along this bit, which we can see all of, because this is the bottom bit which we can't see, and that's white, and then the other side will just be the other L face. So the smaller grey rectangles make up this middle bit here. So we're left with A and B now. So here, this grey bit is the top of the L shape, so yeah, that matches with A and B. And so now we just got to decide. So here, this white bit is at the end of the L shape. So the answer's got to be B because this white bit is at the end. And B is correct because next is the grey bit, which is this bit here. So that matches up and makes sense. And then the next bit is the blue bit, which is here. That makes sense. And then this grey bit is the top bit. So we can rule out A and we know the answer is B. Now onto some series questions. There's just a few of these. So for this one, I'm just going to draw out the general shape of it in the box. Just ignore the question mark at the back. So here, so looking at all the answer options, we know there's going to be a big white triangle there. So it's always good to look at the answer options as well, just so you don't spend time figuring something out when all the answer options contain it. So for this one, we know there's got to be a big white triangle in this section of the box, so we don't need to spend time figuring out what goes there. So we can spend time figuring out what goes in the other sections. Next, as you can see, the circle moves round each section anti-clockwise. So the circle is here, now it's here, now it's here. So that means in the next box, which is Dan's box, the circle is going to be here at the top. So we can rule out any that don't have the circle at the top, so C and A. And now for the colour of it, so it's going black, striped, white, striped. So we've got to look at the one before the striped one, so the one before it is black. So it's going to be black here. So we can rule out D and E, so we know the answer's got to be B. And just to confirm with the rhombus shape, the rhombus is also moving round the sections anti-clockwise. So it's here, then it's here, then it's here. So it's going to be here in the bottom section, which matches with B. And also it's rotating 90 degrees each time. So it's upright that way. So now it's going to be sideways like that, which matches with B. Next question. So here we've got these like eye looking shape things. So here, as you can see, I'm going to call this one the moon one because it's got this moon shape in, and then I'm going to call this one the 3 circled one. So it's going moon one, 3 circle one, moon one, and then moon one again. So in this one there's going to be the 3 circled one. So we can rule out any of the ones with the moon shape in it, like A and D, because they've got that moon shape in it. So we're left with B, C, and E. Now we just got to decide which section will be black. Just going to draw that in again. So here, I'm assuming that for this one, so here the inside, so I'm going to assume that it's going to be the same shape again as this one, so that the middle section is going to be shaded in black, because this changes to this one, and then it goes back to that one. So I'm assuming the other one, which is the 3 circle one, is going to stay the same as how it is. So that's why the answer is C. That one's a little bit of a hard one, but this one's a bit of an easy one, so that's alright. So the black arrow is moving this way each time, and then it's going to start moving that way again. So it's going to be straight up in this one, so we can rule out B, because it needs to be straight up to go into the way it is in this one. Straight up. Now onto the white arrow. The white arrow is moving more to the left each time, and then it's going to start moving back to the right again. So in this one, it's moving to the left each time. So in this one, it's going to be like that. So like it is in D. So D is the answer. Last question here. So the square skips one each time. So it's skipping one box. So it's skipped this one, then it skipped this one, then it's skipped this one. So it's going to skip this one now, and it's going to be here. It's going to be in that box. So the answer is E. And that's the end of the MVR questions now.
Alphabet codes. In each question below, some of the words are in code. The first code word in each question has been worked out for you. Now work out the second word in the question using the same code. Question 11. The correct answer to question 11 is the word 30. Let me explain how we work it out. The question says, if the code for the word 12 is RUCJTC, what does RFGPRW mean? We start by comparing each letter of the word 12 with its matching code letter. Letter T becomes R, W becomes U, E becomes C, L becomes J, V becomes T, and E becomes C again. We notice that each letter has been moved 2 places backwards in the alphabet. So to find the word for RFGPRW, we need to move each letter 2 places forwards. R becomes T, F becomes H, G becomes I, P becomes R becomes T, and W becomes Y. Put together, the letters spell the word 30. So the answer to question 11 is 30. Question 12. The correct answer to question 12 is the code QWSMQY. Let me explain how we work it out. The question says, if the code for the word school is TEKSTR, what is the code for the word pupils? We compare each letter in the word school to its matching code letter. S becomes T, C becomes E, H becomes K, O becomes S, O becomes T, and L becomes R. We notice the shift pattern goes up by 1 each time. The first letter moves forward by 1, the second letter by 2, the third by 3, the fourth by 4, the fifth by 5, and the sixth by 6. Now we apply the same pattern to the word pupils. P becomes Q, U becomes W, P becomes S, I becomes M, L becomes Q, and S becomes Y. So the word pupils is coded as QWSMQY. The answer to question 12 is QWSMQY. Complete the sentences. Word analogies. In these questions, find the 2 words, one from each group, that will complete the sentence in the best way. Question 13. Glance is to lance, stare, or smile, as flip is to grab, jump, or lip. What are the 2 words that complete this sentence in the best way? The correct answer is stare and jump. Let me explain. To glance means to take a quick look. The word stare also means to look, but for a longer time, so glance and stare are both ways of looking. Now for the second part. Flip means a quick movement. The word jump is also a sudden movement. So flip and jump are both types of movement. That means the best word pair is stare and jump. Question 14. Angler is to degree, right or rod, as cricketer is to bat, white, or run. What are the two words that complete this sentence in the best way? The correct answer is rod and bat. Let me explain. An angler is someone who fishes. The tool an angler uses is called a rod. A cricketer is someone who plays cricket. The tool a cricketer uses is a bat. So just like an angler uses a rod, a cricketer uses a bat. That means the best word pair is rod and bat. Complete the sentences. Word analogies. Background puzzle. We are given 4 words and 3 matching codes. One of the codes is missing. Also, the codes are not written in the same order as the words. The 4 words are C-A-S-T, S-A-C-K, T-A-S-K, T-E-A-K. The number codes we are given are 4279, 8734, 3789. Now let us work out which code goes with which word. We find that the word C-A-S-T matches with the code. We find that the word C-A-S-T matches with the code 8734. The word S-A-C-K matches with the code 3789. The word T-E-A-K matches with the code 4279. That means the missing code must be for the word T-A-S-K. Following the pattern, T becomes 4, A becomes 7, S becomes 3, and K becomes 9. So the missing code for the word T-A-S-K is 4739. Now let us write out the full letter-to-digit matching we discovered. The letter C is the number 8. Letter A is the number 7. Letter S is the number 3. Letter T is the number 4. Letter K is the number 9. And the letter E is the number 2. Question 15. Find the code for the word steak. The correct answer is the number code 34279. Let me explain how we work it out. We are given the words cast, sack, task, and teak. Each of these words has a matching number code, but the codes are not in the same order. The number codes given are 4279, 8734, and 3789. By comparing the letters in the words to the digits in the codes, we can find a pattern. For example, cast becomes 8734. That means C is 8, A is 7, S is 3, and T is 4. Using that same pattern, let us now code the word steak. S becomes 3, T becomes 4, E becomes 2, A becomes 7, K becomes 9. So the word steak becomes the code 34279. Question 16. Find the code for the word cassette. The correct answer is the number code 873324442. Let us break it down. We already worked out that C is 8, A is 7, S is 3, E is 2, T is 4. Now look at the word cassette. It is spelled C-A-S-S-E-T-T-E. C becomes 8, A becomes 7, S becomes 3, S becomes 3, E becomes 2, T becomes 4, T becomes 4, E becomes 2. So the full code for cassette is 873324442. Question 17. Find the word for the code 39742. To solve this, we decode each number using the pattern we have. 3 stands for S, 9 stands for K, 7 stands for A, 4 stands for T, 2 stands for E. Putting those letters together, we get the word skate. So the answer is skate. Insert a letter. In each question below, find the one letter that will complete the word in front of the brackets and begin the word after the brackets. Question 18. In each question below, find the one letter that will complete the word in front of the brackets and begin the word after the brackets. For question 18, we have 2 pairs. The first pair is BLAS, open bracket, close bracket, REASON. The second pair is SHOR, open bracket, close bracket, RIP. Which single letter completes both pairs? The correct letter is the letter T. Let me explain. BLAS plus T becomes the word BLAST, which is pronounced blast. T plus REASON becomes TREASON, which is pronounced treason. For the second pair, SHOR plus T becomes the word SHORT, which is pronounced short. T plus RIP becomes TRIP, which is pronounced trip. So for question 18, the single letter that works for both pairs is T. Question 19. Again, find the one letter that will complete the word in front of the brackets and begin the word after the brackets. For question 19, we have two pairs. The first pair is CLAS, open bracket, close bracket, LAY. The second pair is CLAM, open bracket, close bracket, INE. Which single letter completes both pairs? The correct letter is the letter S. Let me explain. CLAS plus S becomes the word CLASS, which is pronounced class. S plus LAY becomes SLAY, which is pronounced sleigh. For the second pair, CLAM plus S becomes the word CLAMS, which is pronounced clams. S plus INE becomes SINE, which is pronounced sign. So for question 19, the single letter that works for both pairs is S.